really want to do a Michael Jordan video. You know how everybody's commenting on, Michael Jordan's greatest mixtape and Michael Jordan's Voyager 1 and 2 video. I wish, or the Scottie Pippen versus Bryce Pippen and Jordan defensive video. Y'all young people need to stop. Y'all do. I know y'all like LeBron, Curry, Durant, Giannis, Luca, Harden, Kyrie, the Splash Brothers. Even though I said Curry's name already, I'm sorry, man. Maybe because I'm older, maybe because I'm 50, maybe because I watched the greatest player in NBA history play from 86, even though he was drafted in 85. From 86 is when I started watching basketball when I was a kid until 2002. See, what makes me mad about the younger generation, y'all don't want to do research. Y'all want to watch clips, but don't want to watch games. If you watch a game, like a whole game from uh, Michael Jordan's era of basketball, you will see what people of my generation always say about him and why we call him who he is, the GOAT. And it's not because we hate LeBron. It's not because we hate Curry. It's not because we hate James Harden. It's not because we hate all these basketball players from this era. No. You know what I mean? I love Tracy McGrady. I love Penny Hardaway. I love Shaq. I love all of them from, even in the 2000s, the players were just amazing in the early 2000s until now. It's just the game is a lot different because even Jordan said everybody plays in different eras. And you can't tell who is the GOAT in his mind because he's not saying that he is calling himself the GOAT. He's saying because everybody plays in different eras. So you can't. He didn't play against Jerry West. He didn't play against Wilt Chamberlain. He didn't play against Oscar Robertson. You know what I mean? He played the players in his era like Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. You know what I mean? And Mutombo and Alonzo Mourning and Gary Payton and Charles Barkley. I can go on and on and on. Reggie Miller. You got to understand, like, Jordan, yes, he had Scottie Pippen. This is what I'm getting sick and tired of hearing about Scottie Pippen. I love Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen is my favorite small forward of all time. Jordan's my favorite two guard of all time. But you cannot tell me Scottie Pippen started winning championships soon as Jordan got him when he got drafted from Arkansas. You can't tell me that. Number one, Pippen didn't start. And Pippen averaged at least about 8 points a game. You know what I mean? He really didn't get no time because a guy named Sellers, his name was Brad Sellers, actually started in front of Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen didn't start until 1987. Think about that. Sellers was on the team until they traded him. Then Scottie Pippen started. Scottie Pippen wasn't a great shooter. He was a great defender, but he wasn't a great shooter. He wasn't a great three-point shooter. He wasn't a great foul shooter. He even had problems defending people that were bigger than him. And that's the reason why the Pistons beat up on him. People don't understand. Like, when Pippen used to play against the Pistons, they used to beat the crap out of Scottie Pippen. And people don't understand, even though they got Phil Jackson, did you know the Bulls still didn't make it to the finals? The Bulls didn't make it to the finals. Even when they had Scottie Pippen, and even when they had motherfucking Phil Jackson and Michael Jordan, they didn't make the finals. They got swept from the Pistons. And they lost, they got swept. I think they got beaten twice in the playoffs against the Pistons in the conference finals. The only reason why they did win the last conference finals, when they went to their third conference finals to play against the Pistons, Scottie Pippen averaged 22 points a game. And I think Jordan had like 40. But the thing about it is that stop saying that Scottie Pippen changed the way Jordan played. Jordan was still not beating the Pistons even when he had Scottie Pippen. He didn't beat him until 91. Scottie Pippen was drafted in 87. You know how long it took them to get to the finals? Like, people always want to use the Scottie Pippen theory. Yes, Scottie Pippen is, to me, the greatest defensive forward of all time. Yes, he is one of the best, two-way players ever. He could pass, he could play defense, he could rebound, he could do everything. But the thing is that Jordan made him be that way. It wasn't Scottie Pippen that made himself that way. Jordan had to get into Pippen's head to say, look, if you want to be playing with me, you got to play the ball. You got to play basketball. I don't care if you play defense. Or he challenged, Jordan challenged them. They challenged each other. That's why I don't get, people really think that Scottie Pippen came out of nowhere and started winning championships as soon as he got drafted from Arkansas. It didn't happen like that. And Phil Jackson didn't just come to the team because Phil Jackson's the offense that Phil Jackson was running wasn't his offense. It was Tex Winter's offense. He had that offense when he was coaching college. He brought it to the NBA. The only reason why Phil Jackson took over that offense because Tex Winter was on the team, was the offense coordinator. He's the one that actually game planned the triangle offense. It wasn't Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson just knew how to game plan. He knew how to bring people in and take people out. He knew how to substitute. But Phil Jackson's, that wasn't his offense. It was Tex Winter's offense. Jordan didn't even want to play in the triangle. He didn't want to pass the ball. He wanted to score all the time. He thought he could win the games by himself until he got Scottie Pippen, and Phil Jackson pulled aside and said, let this man get with you in learning the game, and I bet y'all both could be the best players in the NBA duel. And guess what? Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan is probably the greatest duel. I wish they stopped talking about Kobe Bryant and Shaq. Yes, they're great. But Jordan and Pippen are the two greatest duel of all time. And I'm sick and tired of people trying to tell me, especially this younger generation, always want to bring up Scottie Pippen. Stop bringing up Scottie Pippen. Yes, he won with Scottie Pippen. Everybody has to win with a star. You don't think Curry didn't win with a star? You think Giannis didn't win with a star? He did. But people don't like to say, oh, he didn't win with a star. Yes, he fucking did. He didn't win with a star that made billions of dollars, but he won with a team. You know what I mean? Team defense, just like the Pistons back when they had Ben Wallace, Chauncey Billups, Rasheed Wallace, Tayshaun Prince. They wasn't a great team. They were a great defensive team, like the fucking Lakers. Kobe Bryant didn't play for 3 years when he got drafted. Shaq was on that team. They didn't make the playoffs. They were losing in the playoffs before Kobe Bryant started playing minutes. But everybody wants to say, well, Shaq got Kobe. Kobe, they didn't win with Kobe, was on the floor. They were losing to like the Spurs. They were losing games to the Jazz. And they got to the finals because they started winning because they got Phil Jackson. And Phil Jackson put an offense in of the triangle because he took Tex Withers with him. And they made Kobe be a facilitator and make Shaq play more in the post. And so he could get the ball so it could be one side of the court. That's what the triangle is. It's one side of the court offense. So Shaq can get the ball in the post, and he can do damage, and Shaq will have shooters around him. Just like the Bulls. Look at the Bulls and look at the Lakers. They're similar. The only thing about it is that they didn't have Shaq. They had a Kobe Bryant / Michael Jordan, but they didn't have a Shaq. And they still won without a Shaq. But people are so just want to be sitting up there talking about Pippen. I love Pippen. I respect Pippen. I respect Michael Jordan. I want to tell people, stop bringing up Pippen all the time. Just because y'all want to say, oh, well, Jordan won with Pippen. Yes. What do you think you're going to win by yourself? What do you think LeBron won with? Y'all want to say, oh, LeBron, he played with that Cleveland team. But they made it to the finals. You know that Cleveland team reminded me of the 76ers in 2001 when they had just Allen Iverson and the rest of those motherfucking defensive players and role players. That's what LeBron played with. The same exact team like the Sixers were. When they made it to the finals, lost to the Lakers. The same exact team. The only thing about it is LeBron left and went on to Miami. Iverson didn't go and win a championship anywhere after he left. So why do people always say, well, he played with bums? How are you going to sit there and say, you might as well say that you got to carry, well, if you're carrying a team, you got to have other players that's going to give you points. LeBron James wasn't just carrying a team because LeBron James had to get in foul trouble. LeBron James wasn't a great foul shooter. He wasn't a great shooter. He was an all-right defender. I think he was a better defender when he got to Miami and when he went back to Cleveland. I think his Miami days was the best time of his career because I think he was the best player in the world. He should have won Defensive Player of the Year that year, but LeBron James didn't. But the thing about it is that I'm sick and tired of people trying to disgrace Jordan because they want LeBron to be over top of him. But they won't pick Kobe nowhere, but they want to put LeBron there. Why? Because he's 6'8" and he's 270? Come on, man. And he's fast and all this other kind of shit. Yes, he's a great player. But to me, LeBron is not the player that I wish he was. He could have been Shaq. He could have been Shaq. Get in the post. He never wanted to play in the post. He never wanted to do perimeter shots like jump shots. He wasn't a great jump shooter at all. He wanted to try to be like Curry. He wanted to shoot threes all damn time. And as he got older, he started getting more and more and more points. I don't give a fuck how many points you score. He's still only averaged 27 points a game for his career. Jordan averaged 31.1 and 30.6 points per game in the playoffs. In the finals, he averaged like 46 points a game in the finals, or 33 or something like that. But that man averaged so many. The second behind him in probably the fucking regular season is Luka. And then Durant is like fifth. LeBron James is nowhere in that category of scoring. Probably the all-time leading scorer. I don't give a damn. Wilt Chamberlain had it, and then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had it, and he got the fucking crown of all-time leading scorer at the age of 42. That's how old LeBron is. 42, right? But he's still playing just like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar didn't retire until he was 43. LeBron James is playing 2 more years. He'll probably retire at the age of 44. Because he wants to surpass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It doesn't make any sense. To me, LeBron James is on the Sixers. Yes, my hometown team. He's on the Sixers, but I'm not a fan of LeBron. But I think LeBron could get us to a championship. Because he is a facilitator. He's a good player for his age, because he's not going to do that much anyway. But he's going to actually probably play a little bit better, because he's going to have players around him that can score, just like he had in LA, just like he had in Miami, just like he had in Cleveland, just like he had in Cleveland the first time he went to the finals. He had shooters. He didn't have players that were putting up 50 or 60 points. No, he had players that were role players. What is wrong with role players? Why does everybody want all these motherfuckers that have superstars on their fucking team? Why can't we just win games with players that you actually draft, or you trade for, or you sign for free agents, and make sure they can fit in your system? Everybody can't fit in the system, and everybody can't fucking shoot threes. They pay these players today to shoot threes, and these players are not good three-point shooters. They don't even shoot jump shots. They don't even play in post. And I watched this video about this guy. He hates Michael Jordan. He thinks LeBron James is the greatest player ever. That's his opinion. I ain't gonna hate on nobody's opinion about who they like. But the thing that really cracks me up, he's saying that they didn't rebound in the 90s. I said, are you fucking serious? That's all they did in the 90s was rebound. The Bulls led the league in rebounding all the time. And I forgot who else was behind. There was other teams behind them. Like I think the Pistons, and I think the Jazz led the league in rebounding. It was up a couple of teams. There was a lot of teams that led the league in rebounding. But the funny thing about it is they always say, oh, Michael Jordan didn't pass. Why does Jordan have to pass the ball to be a great player? He's a two guard. Y'all know what a two guard is, right? Everybody know what a two guard is, right? Why does everybody think that Jordan has to pass the ball to every fucking body? Jordan is a two guard. Jordan don't have to pass the ball to nobody. He's a scorer. He's called a slasher. He's supposed to get the ball. He's supposed to put the ball in the bucket. You got a point guard back there that will pass the ball. Jordan will play offense and defense, but he's a slasher. He don't have to pass the ball unless he sees somebody to fuck open. He had to learn that to put his teammates involved. And Scottie Pippen did the same thing. Scottie Pippen was a facilitator, plus he was a great defender. They both played on the perimeter. Pippen could play on the perimeter, but he wasn't really a good interior defender. Jordan wasn't really a good interior defender, but they were really great at playing the perimeter. So they had help that was like Horace Grant, Luke Longley. These players are role players, good role players. He had Paxson, he had Kerr, he had Armstrong, he had Hodges. He had all these players that could shoot threes. Just like the fucking Lakers. And just like the fucking Miami Heat did, they had nothing but shooters around LeBron. And they had Dwayne Wade that already won a fucking championship with Shaq. But they keep on saying, oh, well, he carried that Miami team. No, he fucking did not. What's his name already won? It's like Durant going to Golden State. Didn't Durant go to Golden State after he lost to Golden State in the finals? Went to a team that was already established, winning championships. That's what motherfucking LeBron did. Jordan didn't do it. Kobe didn't do it. They didn't do it because they see that staying with a team and winning with that team is better. Now, Kobe almost got traded to Chicago. And also, I remember he was also going to be traded to the Mavericks. But he didn't go. And I'm happy that he didn't go because I didn't want Kobe to leave. I wanted Kobe to stay. I wanted Kobe to win. And he could have won 6 championships, but he lost to Boston. in the finals. But people always talk trash about, oh, he had Shaq. So what? I want Shaq too. I would love Shaq to be on the fucking 76ers playing with Barkley. You know what I mean? I would love that. Are you serious? Who wouldn't want Shaq? Penny Hardaway was playing with Shaq. They made it to the fucking finals. Like his first year. Like, come on. Like, are you serious? People really just want players to just like not win games. They want them to have these fucking superstars so they can have these big name teams. Okay, everybody talking, well, they had a lot of motherfucking players back then that had these super teams. There wasn't any super teams back then in the 90s. They didn't start making super teams until at least about the early 2000s, or enough about the late 90s, around 97 or 98, 96, 96, 97, 98, is when the fucking Houston Rockets were fucking having Clyde Drexler, Akeem Olajuwon, then they had Charles Barkley, Scottie Pippen, fucking Akeem Olajuwon. Come on, man. Then you had the Twin Towers of Duncan and David Robinson. You know what I mean? And Ginobili and Parker. You know what I mean? And we can go on and on and on. Because I believe the only team that I think that wasn't a super team was the fucking Pistons when they had Chauncey Billups, Tayshaun Prince, Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace. That's what I believe. You know what I mean? But people want to sit there and say, oh my God, oh, the Bulls were a super team. They were not a fucking super team. The Bulls had the worst offense in the fucking playoffs. They had the worst offense in the regular season. They only averaged 90 points a game. They averaged like 100 and 300 points a game in this era. They only averaged 90 points a game. So their defense kept teams from going over 100. It was a lot of teams in the era of the 90s were going over 100. So why did people say, oh, they were a super team? Who was the super team? Oh, when they had Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman was like almost 40 years fucking old. And Dennis Rodman, yes, he didn't score. He had games that he didn't score a point. He had like 16,000 rebounds and no points. And had like 15 technicals, and he got kicked out the game all the damn time. But he was not a great interior defender, but he was one of that gets on your fucking nerves. That's why he did that shit when he was playing, when he won Defensive Player of the Year, when he was playing with the Pistons. That's what he was. That's why they call him the Worm. I was happy that the Bulls got him. Because that will help him, because they also had Ron Harper. People forgot about Ron Harper. Ron Harper was a perimeter defender too. Great defender, but they don't talk about Ron Harper like that. Him and Jordan used to fucking Jordan couldn't even guard Ron Harper. He couldn't even guard him. That's why he put him on the Bulls, because he couldn't guard Ron Harper. Because Ron Harper wanted to guard him when they had that last shot in Cleveland, when Craig Elo was guarding Jordan for the last shot in Cleveland. Ron Harper went over to the coach and said, let me guard Jordan. The coach said no. Ron Harper wanted to guard Jordan. But the coach said no and made Craig Elo guard him. That's why Jordan made that shot over Craig Elo. But see, y'all young people don't know nothing the fuck about that. Y'all don't like that Jordan. It just amazes me how y'all want him to shoot threes, like, for some fucking reason. Like, he has to shoot a three. It's sometimes Jordan went through a whole time that Jordan only shot 10 threes in a season. 82 game season, he shot 10 threes. He don't have to shoot threes. He was the greatest post player ever. Besides Hakeem Olajuwon. 101, nobody could guard Jordan. Everyone's like, oh, they didn't play no defense. Are you freaking crazy? If you look at the 90s and the whole 90s probably from the 80s to the 90s, it was ultra rivals fucking basketball. Everybody was fighting. They used to stop games for a long period of time, kicking people out of games because of the fights they used to have in games all the time. That's why these young people don't know that. Y'all don't want to watch that. Y'all want to say, well, Jordan didn't go through it. Yes, Jordan went through that. Oh, LeBron went through it. LeBron James didn't go through shit like what Michael Jordan went through, or Scottie Pippen went through, or any player in the league of the 90s that were the best players on their team, what Larry Bird had to go through. You know what I mean? Come on, and Magic Johnson had to go through. Or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, him getting in the fights. You know what I mean? Or Ralph Sampson punching somebody in the face. I think nobody says, I forgot the other bull that knocked somebody the hell out. I forgot the bull name is. He knocked somebody to freak out. And you heard the shit. And even when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar knocked some white boy out. Like, come on, man. Y'all think basketball was a little bit of flower and roses and sunflowers. You out of your damn mind. Basketball back then was prison ball. Y'all don't like that. Y'all don't like to be touched. I played basketball in high school for a year. But when I used to play out street ball, you couldn't even touch a young bull. They'll complain about touching them, looking at them. If you, like, block their shot, they'll call foul. You cannot play defense against these kids because all they do is complain. Like, that's what I'm saying. These kids don't understand basketball. Basketball ain't a finesse game. Basketball is a ultra rival game. The game started in a cage. If you don't believe me, you can look it the fuck up. Basketball started in a cage. They used to play basketball in a cage. Are you serious? They got pictures of it on Google. Google it up. Art basketball was like one of the physicality, even if you go back to the 60s, even if you go back to the 40s, when basketball really originated and came into its existence, and then you started having the Bill Russells, the fucking the Wilt Chamberlains, Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, all of them. You know what I mean? And basketball, people were like, oh, basketball ain't what it is. Oh, basketball it's too rough. Why you gotta foul somebody like that? Because you can't allow a person to score at the basket. A coach will tell you, don't let that man score easy. Oh, you gonna let him score? That's why basketball is so poor today. Because they allow people to go to freaking basket without playing defense. Somebody said LeBron James is the best chase down blocker of all time. I said, are you fucking serious? Have you watched Scottie Pippen? Scottie Pippen leads, he's the all-time leader in blocking shots from behind. Like run down blocks, he's the all-time leader. LeBron James had a couple of them. Probably big ones, probably the one he did against Iguodala. Yes, that was a big one. But Scottie Pippen, see, y'all don't see, that's what I'm talking about, right? Today's generation don't know anything about what they watch because they want to see something like today's basketball. They're so hooked on Kyrie dribbling a trillion times. They're James Harden doing hot steps backwards like 15 times to shoot a jump shot. Curry shoot from half fucking court. Like that didn't exist before this era. Like basketball players want to shoot from half court back in the day. Remember called the Globetrotters? They were doing that too. And also in the NBA, they were shooting from half court. You know what I mean? Before Curry did it. But they didn't show it like that because three-pointers wasn't that important. That's why a lot of players didn't shoot threes back then because it wasn't important. Because a lot of three-point shots are a high percentage missed shot. Today, y'all shoot threes and thinking that, oh, my percentage is very good. No. If you go 1 for 1, you're going to be 100%. But if you don't you come off the bench, you shoot that 1-3, that's 100%, right? That's 1,000%. You made that shot, but you're on the bench. So you lead the league in three-point shot because you shot 1. But a lot of these motherfuckers today don't understand the three-point shot is more missed than any other shot. It's the highest shot taken, but it's the most missed shot. And these motherfuckers are like, oh, why are you not shooting threes? Why the hell would I want to mess up my shooting percentage? To shoot a fucking 3. Yeah, I shoot it when I'm wide the fuck open, and if I miss, it's going to mess up my shooting percentage. Now, if I make it, it'll make my shooting percentage look good. But if I keep missing it, why the fuck I keep shooting it? You got these players today will shoot threes like 1,000 times and miss 1,000 times. Like, I remember Curry one time played against Philadelphia. This motherfucker he missed like 10 threes straight. But he kept on shooting it. And I'm like, why does he keep shooting? And I remember one game in the playoffs. I forgot, I think it was the Wizards or something like that. This is when Wall was playing for the Wizards. The motherfucker shot so many threes and missed every single three. And it kept on shooting threes. And they wouldn't stop shooting and it kept on missing. They wouldn't drive to the basket. They wouldn't get fouled, go to foul line. They didn't want to get in the post. And they didn't want to shoot no jump shots. They sat there on a three-point line and they shot threes for the whole game. And they lost. But got blown the hell out. Because you can't, like, why would you shoot a percentage shot that you're not going to make? Why don't you drive to the basket and get to the foul line? Because you know why these kids today in this generation of basketball can't make foul shots. The percentage is so low, and the percentage of foul shooting today is fucked up. That the players in the past have a better percentage of foul shooting than the players today. And these players are supposed to be the most athletic players. You really don't see these players dunk like that. You see the motherfucker go for layups or they get knocked to the floor, they're hurt for the whole fucking season with a toe injury. How do these players think they say, these kids like, oh, these players are more tougher. How did fucking Leonard miss like almost 4 years of basketball? Like the same thing as Embiid. You know what I mean? I remember who else? LeBron was missing games. Like the year that he broke the record, that motherfucker had like 3 fucking days off after he broke the record. Like, come on. This is like, basketball players play 82 games. Because it's not because they wanted to win. It's because that puts the tickets from fans. They did it for the fans. They didn't do it just for themselves to make. They didn't make that much money anyway. Like the players today making $300 million. Players back, Jordan made only what 25 or $27 million. That's not a lot because he had tickets, endorsements, and everything else. So he made a lot of money off of that. But his contracts was not even the contracts they had today. He's the best player in the fucking world. Scottie Pippen made more money than him. $100 and something million that he made when he went to Houston. No, I think what the motherfucker was Houston or Portland. But he made more money than Jordan when he left. When Jordan retired, Pippen moved on, and Phil Jackson ended up going to the Lakers. Well, he retired, then he ended up coming to the Lakers. But Jordan didn't come back until like 2 or 3 years later to play basketball, and he beat the shit out of. He fucking tore Pippen up. But the thing about it is that I don't understand why these kids don't respect Michael Jordan. I know you like LeBron. Like I said, I had nothing against LeBron. LeBron James came out of high school. They had a chosen one put on his back himself. He called himself the GOAT. He messed his own career up, I believe, even though that people want to say, well, he's number 2. He's not even in my top 10. I know people are like, why would you not put him in the top 10? Because I grew up seeing other players play that's better than him. And it's not a knock on LeBron. It's the truth. I grew up watching players that played from the 80s into the 90s to the early 2000s into now that was better than LeBron, but never got their flowers because, you know what I mean, they didn't look at these players like they look at these players now. Like I said, they can get a player that plays one good year and give him $1 million fucking contract, and next thing you know, he's on a bench hurt for his whole career. This is the players today, not the players of the past that made money. Then they actually go and they play after they get hurt. Players don't do that. Their players don't do that today. That's what makes basketball not a good game to watch. I know a lot of these kids like the three-point shot. They like the dribbling, 16-hour dribbling. They like to step back from 50 feet from the backcourt. They like the walking because they don't call walk at all in the NBA. They don't call offensive foul. They don't box out. They don't rebound like they used to. You really only have one. How does fucking the boy Drummond that played for the Sixers and also played for the Pistons lead the league in rebounding every fucking year? And you got fucking Wamby. He comes into the league and he leads the league in blocks while everybody else is not leading the league in blocks. How you got all these tall motherfucking kids that's tall like 6 to 7 foot can't lead the league in blocks, but you got Wamby leading the league in blocks because he's 7'5". It don't make no sense to me. And he should have won. He won Defensive Player of the Year, but he also should have been MVP. But hey, they didn't want to give it to a European because, you know, everybody hates European players for some fucking reason because they still are struggling to actually give credit to motherfucking Luka, as Luka being the best player for a couple of years in the NBA, but they don't want European players to look good, because that's why I believe that Luka is going to leave the NBA like Jokic is going to leave the NBA and go overseas and play, because the NBA don't like European players being good. That's why they won't leave LeBron alone. That's why they keep on saying LeBron's the best, because they don't like the European players coming in there and playing really well, and they want them to fail. And they want LeBron James and Kyrie and all of them to be the American players that look good so they can actually promote them for the rest of their lives. Because you're not going to hear anything about Luka in a few years. You're not. Even though Luka is second all time in scoring, he's not going to be looked at as a great player, because a lot of people don't even have him in his top 5 or even top 10. I got Luka in my top 5. Because I think Luka is one of the greatest players in the NBA history, because the way he plays the game. Even though he don't play no fucking defense, which I wish Luka did. If he played defense, Luka probably be up there with Jordan, because Luka could score anytime he fucking wants. But he doesn't play the defense because he's too slow. And he doesn't lose it. He lost weight, but I really think something's wrong. He don't have good feet. Just like LeBron. LeBron doesn't have good feet. He's flat-footed. He walks like a duck. So his feet are like slanted out. So that's why he can't guard anybody like one-on-one. He's always going to need help guarding people. I'm not saying LeBron never had a good time that he actually guarded people one-on-one, because sometimes he would, but he'll probably guard somebody that's a little bit slower, not a great shooter, just like, you know, everybody would guard. The best player will usually guard the weakest player so they can actually get more rebounds, and they get more fast breaks, or they can get more steals off of playing off gap, or they'll play probably moderate, or they'll play, you know, like one side of the court, they'll play a 3-4, one side of the court, or they'll play a trap, so they can actually get the ball, get more easy steals like Jordan used to do. Jordan used to never guard the best player sometimes. I'm not saying he never guarded the best player like Kobe would. Kobe would guard the best player, but Jordan would guard like the player that didn't shoot the ball that much. Because like I said, they didn't shoot threes like that, so Jordan didn't have to worry about the three-point line. Unless he had to guard Reggie Miller running around the court all the time, or he had to guard Hamilton that was running around the court all the time. Because when Jordan used to guard Reggie Miller, Reggie would run all over the court all the fucking time, and he used to just like get Jordan tired. And Jordan had to get off of him, and somebody else had to guard Jordan. I mean, on Reggie Miller, because Reggie Miller used to get Jordan tired, because Jordan used to have to go off them screens. So that's what I'm saying. They didn't shoot that many threes, but when they started shooting threes, Jordan really didn't guard people that shot a lot. He will actually guard a person that really didn't shoot too much. That will probably be the point guard or probably be a forward. And he'll guard him, probably play off ball, probably doesn't play the man on, probably don't play man on tight. He'll probably play off ball, and he'll probably, that's like Pippen. Pippen probably will guard anybody on the court because he doesn't care because he's long as hell, and he got them long ass fingers, and he can do anything he wants on the court on defense. He was a great rebounder, great block shooter, and he was really good at stealing the basketball. And, you know, and he's really actually good at moving his feet. Jordan was really good at doing all those things too, but Pippen, to me, was a better. This is my opinion. I love Michael Jordan's defense, but I always believe Pippen was a better defender because Jordan was more of a gap defender. Pippen was more of a leave your man type motherfucker. He'll leave his man to guard the center that got the ball, to come back over, guard his man. The ball he passed to the fucking 3-point shot. He'll run all the way over there to 3-point shot, leave his man open, put his hands up, and they have to throw the ball over his hands because he's so fucking long. Or Jordan will come over there, help trap, and then Pippen will fucking probably get his hand on, or Jordan will get his hand on the ball, and they're running back down court. Because this is the reason why I say basketball defense today is not like it was back in the day. It was more trapping. It was more man-to-man. It was more full-court press. It was more, like, I'm not saying because Oklahoma City plays a little bit of defense like the past. And I love their defense. They play like the defense from the past. They play a lot of man defense. They play a lot of full court. Even the Lakers did that when Kobe Bryant was playing, when he had Paul Gasol and he had Lamar Odom. They used to play a lot of full court press. And they don't even do that today. They don't play a lot of full court press basketball today. Because a lot of these kids that guard today are not really great defenders. They could probably shoot, but they're not great defenders. In basketball, you win championships with defense. You know what I mean? And that's what the Knicks did. The Knicks won the championship with defense, even though they were scoring points, but they still won the championship with defense, even though they were playing against teams that were bad shooting teams that shot threes that they didn't need to shoot threes at all. But I'm done, everybody. I'm getting off this thing. I'm pissed off. I'm mad. I'm sick and tired of people talking about Michael Jordan like a dog and talking about, Scottie Pippen. He